So, Dave, what is the number one rule of podcasting?
Never show up on time.
That's
Take a shit before you get here.
That's a good rule, but it's not the number one rule.
That's the number 2 rule.
Yeah. No, the number one rule, Dave, and I think you know this, you're just not thinking at the moment, is always hit record right away.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so he didn't, so I chastised him for it, but then he did, but then when you showed up, because of the way this program works, had to do a thing.
Should I wear my glasses like this?
How much of an old man are you trying to look like?
Okay, so it's not about the looks. It's about everything. Everything about me is old right now.
Aren't you like 3 months older than me?
Well, I think there's a difference between like chronological age and like what I have neglected to do to my body age. Like I think my body is on a different clock than yours because you take care of yourself.
Only as of like the last 6 months.
I just like tweaked my back looking over my deck railing 10 minutes ago. I was like looking over at the grass seed, and as I was only, like bent over this much. It's not like I was, bent over in a fun way. And then as soon as I straightened up, it was just like, yeah. Ah.
So was the real purpose of the story to throw it in our face that you have a deck rail and grass seed?
Yes.
We just wanted to make sure we knew that about you.
I love my seed.
You spread it a lot?
Love spreading my seed everywhere I can. And
I recently got asked if I have ever donated sperm, and my response to the person was every night. And their response back was gross.
How does that come up in conversation? Just casual conversation?
I don't know, because then they asked me, no, for real, and I was like, well, I can't. Like, I don't snip that shit. And they're like, okay, well, if you hadn't, would you? And I was like, I don't know.
Who is this person?
And I never, I'm not
really gotta know, man. Really gotta know. You got that anywhere in the system?
You all probably know this person. But like I never found out why the question, like it had to have been something this person was watching or something like that brought it up. I don't know. Oh, so just a warning for you guys. It's fucking hot in my house. Like I don't have air conditioning because I live in Washington State, where a lot of houses don't have air conditioning. And it's got to like, I don't know, 84 today.
Ooh.
Which is quite nice in Texas, quite hot in Washington. Yeah. And so I have windows open. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but you never know what you can hear out there, or what they're getting actually a free 1/3 of the podcast preview.
Wow. Tell them to like and subscribe. So
like and subscribe. I don't know that they did.
I went and had a physical for the first time in, I don't even know how long. Well, hold on. Just wait for it. And speaking of feeling incredibly old, like once you start actually affirming all the things that are wrong with you, it really starts to like hit like a sack of bricks. So he's like, do you have any problems with your vision or your hearing? I'm like, yes, both tremendously. Like I've got tinnitus. I've got fucking issues with my eyes where I've had the abrasions over the last few years. So I've got like double vision. Just everything he's going through his checklist. Do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this? I'm like, my God, I'm literally falling apart. And then he gets to the point where he's like, you only have 2 years before colonoscopy is on the table.
Yep.
And
do it early.
I'm like, can I get a sample? Like, how does that? First of all, that immediately said to me, okay, I'm gonna get a physical on time for the next 2 years, and then I'm cutting out again for the next however many years until I'm like terminally ill, right? Like I ain't fucking coming back here again because I don't want a camera up my butthole. But
can we live stream this?
This is live feed from that camera.
That's some good content.
Yeah.
That's some good content right there. What's inside Adam's rectum? But the way he said it, it was more like the way I don't know, he was younger than me, so I think he had like a little devilish glee to the, like, I'm gonna shove something up this guy's ass. You know, and the other thing is, this is the first time I've gone to this doctor. This was the first time I've met this guy.
How big are his fingers?
New doctor. And within 5 minutes of introducing myself, he's like, in 2 years, I'm shoving a scope up your ass. Is that weird?
Well, I mean, did he say, and before that, I'm shoving and insert other object up your ass?
He just laid a bunch of stuff out on the table. And he's like, year one, year two.
Did it at least go in like ascending order in size and like conical
There was a
shape?
weird jump at year 4 that I thought was a little strange. I'm like, bulb syringe.
So-
what?
So to relate with you a little bit here, because I like to relate with people, I had a bad hemorrhoid one time. And so I went to the doctor because, I don't know, I was told I should go to the doctor just to make sure. And this is a doctor I'd seen a few times, and I was in the midst of like divorce and like my world falling apart and everything else. And he takes 2 fingers and just goes to town. Right? Because he had to like find out where this thing started.
Like, when I hear
And
goes to
it took
town,
everything-
I picture like a repeated motion. Like, it's not
Yeah,
just in
I mean,
check,
I don't-
but like,
Honestly, I don't remember how repeated it was. It at least went in,
Yeah.
right? And eventually came out. But it took everything I had not to look up at him and be like, this is the most action I've gotten in months. And I think the worst part is that I didn't say it, because if I had, he would have laughed.
oh,
Like, he would have appreciated the joke.
you don't want a man laughing when it's got his fingers up your asshole. You want him to have
Well-
a steady hand.
No. I mean, well, it really depends. But but no, he would have found it even funnier because like he knew my entire situation because he's also my ex-wife's doctor.
Oh no.
Yeah, so she had already seen him multiple times as this was going on.
Do you think he was taking sides? Did you even need to
You
have
know
that
what?
done?
He might have been. Wait, hold on. That might have been why he said next the fist.
So my question, I specifically want to throw to Dave. Because
I-
Dave, you're a hairy man.
Yeah, I am.
Looking down the road, 2 years down the road here,
It's going to
Do
be
I-
too full of hair. They're not going to make it in. It's all right.
do I have to worry about making my ass presentable? Like, is that
Nah.
the kind of thing that I really need to worry about? Like, I want to make a good impression.
No, I don't think it matters.
No?
I mean, if you want to go full blown, like, you know, get it bleached or something. You do you, but like, that's
Hmm. I don't
Already
think that's
broke
an
that.
area that I want to go
Oh, I
near
did
with
not
bleach.
think he was going to go
Yeah.
there.
he asked. I told him.
He asked. Yeah.
That's the rules. If you ask a question, we must answer it.
Welcome to None of Us Are Qualified. This is the Bad Advice Podcast, where each episode we take a question from our community and give you horribly misguided advice from 3 idiots who have each named our private parts after members of the Justice League. If you have questions you'd like our advice on, you can simply reach out to us on threads at None of Us Are Qualified or at our Gmail. Dave?
None of us are qualified at gmail.com.
Very good. I still need to get logged into that Gmail account, Dave.
Oh, you have it in our Discord.
I do have it. I do have it.
Is it bad that I chose Aquaman?
I chose Beast Boy, so you know.
Whoa! Somebody's overconfident.
And my wife calls me the Flash. Today's topic is my husband is texting another woman. Now, this, as promised last week, was the episode that we were going to make Jonny cry. And so here we go. Today's letter comes in. My husband and I have been married for more than 50 years. We've had a great life together, sharing a lot of the same interests. We have another friend who is a single mom with 2 grown children. They live a couple hundred miles from us, and for some reason, she started texting my husband about issues she has had with her children. Over the years, they have continued to text each other, but it is getting more and more frequent. So I've gone behind his back and checked his messages on his phone and found out that they pretty much text every single day. He has not said a word to me about it, and I have noticed at times that he deletes her messages, but not anybody else's. So I'm feeling that he's trying to hide them from me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
All right. First of all,
Yeah.
Adam, I like how this is supposed to be a bad advice podcast from people who don't know what they're talking about. And
I zeroed in, didn't I?
I don't know. and like low grade comedy. And yet the question that comes through is not only something that I have plenty of experience with that I can give actual advice to, but hits on so many levels.
Yeah.
I got a call today from a very good friend of mine who found out that this guy that she is seeing has been texting someone that he said he was not. So like that was today.
Oh, so he literally denied it.
Well, so he a while back said he was not texting this person anymore, and she found out today that he was, and not a lot, not like this person, not like our poor submission writer.
I'm gonna have to get names for these. I'm gonna have to make up some names.
Well, so okay. So here's my question: why is this guy an idiot? Like, if he's going to do this, okay, does he have an iPhone? Because if he has an iPhone and he deletes it, it'll say deleted, and you're just a dumbass at that point. I'm not saying you should do these things, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do it, at least be smart about it.
It says that they've been married for over 50 years, so this dude has got to be. I mean,
70?
yeah.
So he's just using like a flip phone, like it's just a jitterbug.
It's the old
like,
Motorola.
Wait, the flip phones. Okay, can you delete text on flip phones?
Sure, you can somehow. I think
Can you even?
It would say erase, and it would be like one of the top options. Remember, like it's 2 buttons at the top. You get like erase and reply.
This seems like a really bad ad for consumer cellular. You know, that old people phone that you buy at Walmart.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's hold on. Let's talk for a second about $1 million ideas that are not okay, but like if you don't care about morality, let's go ahead and make the money.
Okay.
So a while back, and it's probably still a thing, there was Ashley Madison, right? It was a dating site for people to cheat on each other, right? All kinds of controversies and documentaries and stuff about it out now and whatever. But like someone had the idea of like, well, there's dating sites and people are cheating on each other, so let's monetize this, right? So what if we, and I'm not promoting this because I've lived through this shit, but what if we made a phone that made it easier to delete text, like a UI made it easier to hide text, so you didn't run into this
There's
problem.
an app for this, John. It's called Snapchat.
Oh, hey, so I haven't sent a Snapchat in quite a while, but a few days ago I sent one of my first ones. You know who I sent it to, Adam?
Ooh.
Dave's girlfriend.
Yeah. And then I was right there, and
My
she's
God,
like,
we are just hitting the mother load with this episode.
she's like, hey, look at this funny thing John sent me. And I'm like, what can I send him? So we go through all the filters of stupid Snapchat filters and just send you stupid shit.
Everybody's texting everybody's significant other. Nobody's snapped me lately.
I don't even think I have you on Snapchat. I would have sent you one. I don't know. I pulled it up because the only person I do Snapchat or anything like that with deals with my daughter, and so I can kind of monitor some things.
Say my girlfriend. I was concerned for a moment.
No. But then I was like, I want to send one, and I looked at my list, and I don't have that many people on it. And one I see is Rachel, and I don't know. I don't think you've ever met Rachel, but she is an amazingly wonderful human being, and I love her to death. And so
clearly,
I was like, oh, I'm going to send her this and hope that she deletes it and doesn't show Dave. Not really. It was it was completely an innocent thing.
Was it though? Or should we leave them to
I think
should
so.
we leave them to wonder?
well, okay. So
Look.
should Dave be upset? This woman is asking, should she be upset? Should Dave be upset? Let's make this personal. Dave,
I don't think anybody
feel?
should be secretly messaging anybody else's significant others under any circumstances of any kind. Now, people have friendships with other people, and that's fine. You can talk to other people. It's about how you're talking to people. But if you're secretly deleting text messages, you're doing something wrong. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're sending Snapchats to other people's girlfriends in filters I've got concerns. I got questions.
Well, if you saw the filter that was used, you would not have concerns or questions.
But they
Also,
have not.
I will tell you this. I will tell you this as far as how things are as far as like me being friends with Rachel. I mean, Dave and I are obviously much closer, but like Rachel has like come into that quite a bit.
Oh my god!
Over the last few years.
So much.
Yeah, it's the wildest MMF threesome you've ever seen. So one of my favorite things is one of the last times I was over at Dave's house. We were there, and Rachel and I got into some kind of conversation, and it was something, and I don't remember what it was, but I've never seen Dave look so embarrassed and like not sure how to join in the conversation in my life, and it was phenomenal.
I just stood there and actively concerned about their future Snapchat conversations that I would not be a part of.
So okay, so let's get back to the question for a minute, because I've been on both sides of this.
We're not supposed to answer it, John.
No, well, I mean, I gotta say something. So I one of my best friends is a married female, right? I know her husband. I'm friends with her husband, but her and I are definitely closer. And I think personally, it's important to have mixed sex friends.
Sure.
That sounds weird if you put that on a t-shirt.
We have like 3 shirts.
Like, I think
there was like something like low grade comedy, as I think should be under our show. We already had like 3 t-shirts.
But like I do think it's important. Like one of my closest friends here locally is a single mom, right? Like it's my son's best friend's mom, and she's one of my best friends around this area. And so like I have these friendships, and it's good because like she actually called me today, and she wanted my advice on something because she knew that I would give the man side of it, right? Now, when you start deleting shit, when it starts popping up, used to be a message here, but now there's not. Please don't let my wife find out. That's what's written out in that deleted message. You can't really see it always that way. You done fucked up.
Yeah. No, I think that's really where the line is. It's the secret part. It's the deleting the messages. It's the hiding it from your significant other is the part that's a problem.
There's really no scenario in which like there's not some bad vibes there, right? Like you don't hide something from somebody if it's all good. So like that's just the flat out indicator, right?
Yeah, I got into a thing recently where someone was not happy that I knew some things that I knew. And I did not look at this person because I don't talk to this person, but I wanted to look at them and be like, if you're mad that I found out, then you probably means you shouldn't have been doing it.
Dave, concur?
Don't do bad things.
Don't do bad things.
Well, or do bad things and own it. You know what? If you're going to do... Look, we're human. We are human. This is going to be where
it's
I stand.
It's okay to do bad shit as long as you're cool about it. That's...
No, it's not even if you're cool about it. It's if you own it. Look, I don't like hurting people. Hopefully you don't like hurting people either. But if you're going to do something that is not okay, own that shit. And just be like, that's me. You don't like it? I'm sorry. And at least then, you're being you.
So okay, to come into the back end of this problem, how does this writer, how does this person with the issue, how do they approach it? What do they do?
Well, do you think the problem might be that she didn't allow the back end of the problem? That was a sex joke.
So the advice that we're going to give to this 70-year-old woman, this is our conclusion here. The advice that we're going to give to this 70-year-old woman: don't confront your husband. He's done a bad thing. He knows he's done a bad thing. He's going to move on to Snapchat so that you can't hear about it anymore. What you need to do to save your marriage is take it in the asshole.
Okay, hold on.
I think that's what we all agreed on.
As much as that 100% is the actual answer. Let's be honest here. I do have to, as someone who has been through some shit, I do have to say this. Talk to the person. The second they start giving you bullshit, raise that red flag, and end them. Not
Whoa.
End them.
life-wise.
Crap.
End them in your life, because if they ain't gonna be honest with you, they're not worth it. I tried. I've been there. Dave was with me as it was happening half the time, and it ain't worth it. But if that's not the case, give up that booty.
Yeah. Your choices are take it in the ass or hire a hitman. You heard it straight from Johnny's beautiful lips. Take it in the ass or
John,
kill
how
the
did-
motherfucker.
John, how did we agree to this show?
I don't know, but I'm glad we did.
Before we go, I'd sure like to make a plug, because that's part of the show too, is a plug.
Yeah. Adam. Yeah, I'm glad you're the one plugging yourself after that statement. So go
We
Yeah.
on.
talked a lot about plugging this month. I've recently signed up for a children's charity. It's Extra Life. We raise money to help kids with cancer and their families. So once you're done listening to this podcast about 70-year-old women taking it raw dog style in the butt, make sure you head over to extra-life.org and help those kids with a donation. Thanks for listening and watching this episode of None of Us Are Qualified. Join us next week when we try to figure out how to become friends with your coworkers. And who wouldn't want to be friends with us? Have a great week, and remember, none of us are qualified.